Happy Saturday. I know it's been a while, guys, since we last got to speak. Honestly, the last proper time was when I first came back from India, probably in April or May before I went on my trip to England. Since then, a lot has happened, but luckily nothing so dramatic. I mean, let's see what's dramatic for me. But yeah, anyway, I just want to take you guys around. I want to start vlogging again. I just want to be open and sharing. And again, I make these mostly for myself. I did have a few things that I wanted to say this time. Let's see. Oh yeah, so I want to make these videos for myself first and foremost. Actually, I don't want to say that. I do make these videos for myself. I have so much to say. Let's see. I know it's been a while and it's hard for me to make these videos and then like talk as authentically as I can, just because, I know that it's going on to a public forum, so it's easier to kind of change or put on, obviously I'm not going to speak as freely as I would in my diary or journal entry or with my friends or to myself, but I definitely want to be as authentic as possible and share as much as I can, as I feel comfortable to. Of course, I'm not going to share things that I'm not comfortable sharing openly. But basically, I want to make this whole channel and a lot of the content that's going on right now, like I just said, for myself, and then also for my friends and family that watch and they want to keep up with me, shout out to the people, you know who you are. And then also if there's other people that are watching and they're going through maybe a similar thing, or they're trying to get onto a similar journey or place in their lives, maybe we could do this together. So basically, I'm going to try to have a lot of the videos kind of under the umbrella or the common theme of my channel. It's going to be being my highest self. Like, who do I want to be, and what does that person do, and how do they act? And I'm not going to say that I even know who I want to be or who that person is, but there's a way to kind of like, tune out the externals of the world and dial back into the internals. And I've spent, obviously, the last year and a half dealing with a lot of things. And it's obviously been a lot of kind of just like fight or flight, make it work, get past this, keep on moving, going, because I don't have time. And of course, I would say like yoga, meditation, things like that have helped me a lot. And I'm not as good with that as I should be. So that's one of the things that I'm going to be putting more content out there to keep myself more in check, and then also to help people out there. If you guys are interested in doing more of a yoga meditation, like pranayama, breathing, I hope to be recording videos on that tie back into something that's like helped me and like hopefully will continue to help me going forward. Some other aspects, of course, like professionally, business, just life, spiritually. So all these little pieces of my life, while I try to like build better habits to try to actually like refine, because I know I can keep going down a path that, I got this mic, by the way, because just for the voice amplification. So I hope that helps upgrading. But yeah, so I just hope that I can start implementing these like better habits in my life, because right now, I did like give myself, like, my dad passed away 7 months ago. Like, in the past 6 months, few months, I've had like 10 life-changing, like big life events. Like, if you're going to a therapist and they ask you like, oh, like, have any of these major life events happened to you in the past 6 months to a year? I would probably check off like half, if not more of that list, but 80% of that list. Like, I kid you not. So yeah, I'm just trying to equalize, realign. And for the past few months, obviously it's just been about, well, the past year was about survival, and the last few months it's like I just washed up on shore, and I basically just need to like even catch a breath, to be able to pick myself up. So I I did kind of just like let myself, like, I was trying to keep myself afloat, keep myself, there with simple bare habits, but they've been very like bare bones. I definitely haven't been as committed to things. And I'm moving at the end of this month, so I'm hoping that once I move I can start like stacking all of these healthy habits and making positive changes in my life. But I want to start now by at least making myself accountable and starting the journey. I don't want to wait 2 weeks to start. Anyway, so right now I am just waiting. I'm about to go to my little sister's soccer game. So yeah, we'll talk later. But it's really nice to kind of get back on the camera and, you know, talk with you guys. So let's go. Okay, so back from the game, or game's over. Her team lost this time, but it's a bit hot outside. I'm hungry. I'm not really sure what to eat, so I got some froyo. I'm super boring when it comes to froyo. I guess I'm boring in general. But especially with froyo, I just get plain tart. They had this vegan raspberry sorbet, which is actually pretty good. I like tart. Coconut shavings. I did get some chocolate chips, walnut chunks, blueberry popping boba, and strawberries. And it was only $2.50. They're doing 50% off for teachers. So good snack, good snack. So I'm not even sure, like, I don't how to update on, what's happened. So allow me to reintroduce myself. Last time we spoke, I guess I was about to go to England, so I did go, had a good trip, saw my family. Since then, major things, I guess. I mentioned I'm a teacher, so I did start doing substitute teaching, kind of to make money, and then also ties into my overall plan for life, hopefully, or at least gives me good experience, because I want to work with children, or at least in teaching of some capacity. So that definitely gives me an opportunity to get some experience and test it out. And there's a huge shortage of teachers in, I wouldn't even say this country, probably the world. So definitely a very like tough profession. All the teachers out there, like, thank you so much for what you do. Let's see how it goes. I haven't had my first day yet, but I'm sure I'll update you guys after that. Cold ass strawberry. My teeth are very sensitive. I think because I have like a weird obsession of like brushing and flossing. Like, I get really in there and floss like every single, like, I'm obsessed with those like placker things. I know that they're not the best for the environment, but if somebody else knows what to do, it's just like the ease and convenience of those things and the amount I can like dig in there I know it's not good. Like, my gums are definitely receding and my teeth are super sensitive, but like, I don't know what to do. Maybe I'm gonna try water flossing. When I moved, I got an apartment. My mom is coming back to this country. So we rent an apartment together, 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom. We'll be living together temporarily. She needs to get situated. I need to get situated. I'm pretty excited to move. As you know, I've been staying at my dad's uncle and aunt's house since I've come back from India, which has been really nice. Obviously, like, they take good care of me and it's very welcoming people. The house is like nice big house. I told you, I think I mentioned I have a pet dog. My cousin's cats for over the summer. My family's always in and out, so it's definitely been fun. But I'm very excited to kind of just have my own space, like, decorated my way with my items. Like, obviously, having a roof over your head, having a nice shelter is very different than having your own home. And I left this country originally, so I gave up my apartment that I was renting with my sister and my friend July 2022. And since then, I've kind of just been like craving having my own like space with all my stuff and like decorated and like getting all these like little things. So like my mom, my friends are always like, Helly, you're always buying so many things. Like, you gotta stop. You haven't even moved yet. I'm like, girl, I have not been able to buy anything for my home in 2 years, like over 2 years. I'm very, very excited. And it's just like tiny things that I've been finding at like the thrift store or something. Nothing like. So I'm very, very excited about moving for many reasons. Obviously, having my stuff is one very materialistic reason. Another reason, as I kind of said earlier, I really want to get more serious about just my health and healthy habits in general, like once I move. So certain things like food, especially, like I want to be able to eat on my schedule and eat the foods that I want to eat of food, especially because I have a very sensitive stomach. So I'm trying to take better care of it and like see what I'm eating. But because of kind of like the situation, I don't always eat like on the proper time or eat what I want to eat personally. I do end up snacking a lot, unfortunately, because I keep them in my room if I'm hungry. So things like that I definitely want to kind of like work on, like better habits. So I'm very excited to be moving. That'll be at the end of this month. Starting the job. Still working on my dad's business. That is in process. So we'll keep you guys updated there as well. When I'm going through things, it's harder for me to like sit down and be able to like talk through things. And of course, I generally tend to like go in the rotting stage if things are like, not rotting stage, but like even through life, like, monthly I have to deal with my period, which comes, obviously, all of us girls, most of us girls feel that pain. But I have like PMDD, so like, at least a week, 2 weeks of the month I'm like out of commission, just like so tired, drained, depressed, like in bed, binge eating. I really just need to motivate myself to keep these healthy habits so that I don't like kind of keep getting into the cycle, because I want to make positive changes. I'm not saying like relaxing is bad. It's necessary. But I just like, there are some habits that I want to work on, slowly be building upon them to like change my life and change who I am, in a sense. yeah, so definitely want to start. I don't even know what to call this. I want to start slowing down. When I look at my astrology and things like that, like being a hermit type person or somewhat reclusive, introspective, solo, that's a lot of the energy in my chart. So I'm definitely a person that tends towards retreating, mm, especially like to recharge. So I'm excited to just kind of like spend more time in my own space and get more time to just focus. I do want to like revive my blog as well, which again, I've something else that I've been slacking on. And I don't want to put too much pressure on myself for these things because this is, like I said, just for fun for myself. So if I'm not feeling it, I don't need to do it. But I know that if internally I'm feeling like, oh, I should be working on this, if not for my own expectations, then I definitely want to work on it. But I do kind of just want to put an open letter out there because I feel like a lot of like the one of the hardest parts, I guess, about like grieving, like going through like, everything that I'm going through or like we go through, it's like other people per se don't quite understand. And I know that it's not really about other people understanding what you're going through, but as humans, we also crave connection. So it's hard to feel as though you can't really connect with anybody because they don't really understand you and what you're going through. And that's okay, but I definitely also don't want people to like, I don't know, I feel this pressure that people are like feeling bad that I'm not reaching out or like speaking to them more or like X, Y, and Z, whatever it is. And then that expectation on me obviously kind of pushes me away further because even though that's maybe not an expectation people have, it's a feeling that I have that like maybe people have. So I want to at least like put an open letter out there to people like, if we're friends, family, whatever we are, like, I'm obviously going through a lot. As I mentioned earlier, I've been through like major life events in the past year and a half. And it's like a lot of stuff that a lot of people my age probably can't even imagine what it feels like to go through something like I have. And maybe just like one aspect of what I've gone through. But I've been going through like at least 3 major life events simultaneously. So it's a lot to process. And it definitely takes time. And there's no real way to figure it out. So it would be nice if people, even if you can't understand, you could at least respect that I'm going through stuff in my own time, and that doesn't really change anything about our relationship or anything like that. And if you want to reach out, feel free to. I'm not saying nobody reach out to me. It's just hard for me to be the one with the expectation to reach out when I'm the one that's also dealing with 100 things at the same time. And I know we're all dealing with things, but quite frankly, I don't think that sometimes I get frustrated because I do feel like whatever I have gone through, whether it's in the past year or two or like gone through in my life, I'm not very vocal about it. So I do tend to keep it to myself more, which is one thing. And then the second thing is I think I'm a very resilient person, and I do just keep going forward. And a lot of times, like, it's not the most graceful, but a lot of times I do handle things with a lot of like grace and in strides. So sometimes to other people it seems like, there's not really much going on. Yeah, I'm not really sure what it is. Like, I definitely think, but I've been through a lot, like, in my life, whether it was the past like 2 years, or I mean any chunk of time that you look at in my life, I've been going through something that's like life altering for a lot of people. So definitely have a very challenging life, a lot more than you would assume looking at me now, for sure. And because of that, I think people underestimate me, or they judge me and think that I'm a privileged person who just got everything handed to them in life, like, etc., etc. And although I know it's not really about how other people see me or what they see per se, it definitely does frustrate me, especially when it's like people close to me that I feel like should at least be able to understand me. They just like don't kind of even see like all that I've had to do, and it just makes me sad a little bit because, of course, I've said this many times, it's not for the validation of other people. God knows what I'm doing. He's the one that gives me the strength to keep overcoming all my challenges, but it just kind of sucks to go through all of that and then still be kind of like not seen and underestimated. Definitely is annoying, but something that I'm working through in general, like feeling that way and kind of like having a sense of importance on what other people do see and like respect. I need to be okay to feel strong if nobody even sees that anyway. Obviously, I know I am strong. I know that if nobody sees it, I'm still going to keep doing it. Like, it does not change who I am, how I act, what I do. But it would feel good if somebody did see what I do. So let's see. Talk to you guys later. Kind of was just rambling today, getting resituated, like I said, regrouping life, anything big, updates, I don't know. I'm kind of just figuring this out and doing whatever, so talk to you guys later.